You know what's better than one lip-synced Seb? 4 lip-synced Sebs in one scene. Hello, you beautiful people. Today, we are diving once back into the world of Dzine, an AI platform made for designers, creators, and people who just love tinkering with tools that make their creative process a little more efficient. If you've seen my previous video, you might remember we explored Dzine's tool for creating images with consistent characters, being able to design characters look the same across multiple images. Now we're going to talk about one of their new tools. And since that video, they roll out a bunch of new tools and upgrades, and it's kind of cool how much the platform has evolved in such a short time. So we're talking about things like chat-based image editors, instant storyboard generators, community styles, and a bunch more that you can see on the screen here. We're not going to cover all of that in that video. So today we're going to focus on one, maybe two, we'll see, tools that really stood out to me. And the star of today's show is their completely overhauled lip syncing tool, which, get this, now lets you sync up to 4. That's how many fingers I have. Well, actually, I have 5, but you get the point. 4 people in the same scene. That's right. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 talking heads all in one frame, all synced perfectly to your audio. Or is it perfectly? Well, we'll see. You'll be the judge of that. But before we dive into lip syncing magic, let's quickly use one of Dzine's newer additions, the instant storyboard tool, to whip up a good image that we can use as our base scene. All right, so let's get into it. And we're opening the storyboard tab here, so we're greeted with a simple interface. Now, the first thing to understand about this tool is that it's not meant to create a full storyboard sequence from a script automatically, not yet at least. Instead, it's built around generating each individual frame or scene separately. Think of it less like an automatic movie generator, more like a good old reliable image generator. Now, what makes it special is its kind of tagging and referencing system. So you can reference existing images, sketches, or concepts by tagging objects or elements, right? So things like characters, props, backgrounds, poses. That way, when you create your next frame, Dzine kind of remembers that and keeps everything visually consistent. So for our example here, I'll first add an image of myself as image 1. And for 2, 3, and 4 here, I also prepared myself, but with slightly different looks. For this setting, let's go with something fun. How about a forest inspired by The Witcher? Wait, that's not fun. It's just scary. It's beautiful though. Anyway, it's moody, cinematic, and it'll make our scene feel more alive. Also, bring Henry Cavill back. Anyway, when prompting, it's important to reference all the images you've uploaded. Your base characters, background inspiration, and any sketches or poses. You don't have to write an essay for the prompt. Even a clear, short description usually works great. But now, once we hit generate, the design gets to work. I would say the speed is pretty okay. It doesn't feel like you're waiting forever. The quality is decent. And after a few seconds, we end up with this image. And to be fair, I'm okay with it. Let's use it. Everyone's positioned okay, and the overall atmosphere kind of fits with what I had in mind. Now, if I wanted to tweak it further, I could jump into the kind of the chat-based image editor, but for now, we're going to stick with this because that's not what we're talking about today. Now that we have our scene ready, let's move on to the lip syncing. So we head over to the lip sync tab, and we're greeted with step 1. First thing we got to do is upload our base image, which in this case is the one we just created. It automatically detects all the faces in the image, and it does, well, a surprisingly good job. If it misses one, no problem. You can actually manually tag the faces, which gives you more control anyway. I think that's probably necessary. It's not going to always work out for you. Now, once that's done, you'll notice we got 5 layers. 1 for the base image at the top and 4 more below, representing each speaker in the scene. Each of these layers can have its own audio track, meaning you can have 4 completely separate voices speaking different lines, overlapping, reacting. You get the idea, right? It's 4 people. You know how people talking works. So let's click on speaker A, which will be the original me. Here we have 2 main options. So we can upload our own audio, like a pre-recorded voice line or a clip. I got a bunch of those. Or we can use Dzine's text-to-speech system. I don't know what's going on in the back end, which model is used, stuff like that. Besides the point right now. For my first 3 characters, I'm going to upload my own MP3 files. And for the last one, I'll write just a short, silly line to make it fun little conversation. Now, once this text is written, I can choose from a list of voices and languages too. which is pretty cool for non-English speakers or for projects that do need international voices. So you can preview each voice before finalizing it, and it's honestly pretty fun just testing how your script sounds in different tones. From calm and professional to hyperactive YouTube host. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Hyperactive? No, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Now, once all our voice tracks are added, we can drag them around the timeline to adjust their timeline, right? You can make them overlap a bit more for natural dialogue, or leave pauses for comedic effect or whatever, right? Awkward silence. You can also trim, crop, or reorder lines with just a few clicks. Everything feels pretty intuitive. Now, when we reach the generation stage, and here's where you got two options. We got normal mode and pro mode. Normal mode, faster, cheaper, pretty good for testing ideas or rough drafts. But pro mode, probably gotta use pro mode. It costs a bit more and takes longer to render, but the difference in realism is, well, let's just say one is good and one is bad. So let's go ahead and hit generate in pro mode. And depending on your audio length and number of characters, it might take a few minutes. Now in my case, the generation took about 10 minutes, which honestly was pretty decent since it's 4 people. And here we have the final result. So let's take a minute to just look at this. Wait, are we all Seb? Yep, pretty sure. I call dibs on being the serious one.
Too late, I'm already serious.
And I gotta say, I'm pretty okay with it. The quality remains fairly consistent throughout the whole thing. Now what really stands out is just how easy this whole process feels. Now, Dzine takes something that would normally require professional animation skills and makes it approachable for anyone with an idea and a few audio clips. And again, this is the same with all the new AI tools. It's easy, or at least most of it is. Sometimes, meh. Now, let's talk about what you could do with this. I mean, this isn't just for like YouTubes or meme creators. Use it for like educational videos, marketing, training, animated podcasts, virtual storytelling, comic dubs, even like prototyping animated film scenes before coming to full production. And Dzine has a lot of other tools. If you combine it with their other tools, like character consistency, poses, storyboards, you could basically build your own mini animated series entirely inside this one ecosystem. Does this mean that this is a one-all, end-all tool? No. There are lots of tools like this. But is this any good? It's pretty decent. I mean, I love my Comfy. But sometimes, and some people, they don't. They like convenience. They want to pay for convenience. And then these tools, they're a pretty good option. So, what do I think overall? Honestly, it's pretty good. Dzine feels like one of those platforms that keeps evolving. The Lipsync tool in particular feels like a solid leap forward, both in usability and realism. Now, it's already a lot of fun to play with, and it's pretty powerful for content creators, right? What do you think? Would you use Dzine's Lipsync tool in your projects? What's your favorite lip syncing? Do you have another that you feel is better? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any other comments, drop them below. I actually love reading through the comments and ideas and seeing how all of you use them. But please be nice to each other. The AI community is such a friendly place. Let's keep it that way. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.